Liv Morgan's return and future in WWE. Hello, guys. Welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Liv Morgan has been out of action since June as she suffered an injury. Before picking up the injury, she was working as the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion along with Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne Perez replaced her as the Tag Team Champion when he was ruled out of action due to the injury she picked up. Morgan had been portrayed as one of the top stars of WWE in recent times, and she has also won the World Championship multiple times. Reports suggest that she is presently the top candidate to win the Women's Royal Rumble match of 2026, and she will also go on to challenge for a World Championship at WrestleMania 4. Update on Liv Morgan's return. Bodyslam recently posted an update on the future of Morgan by quoting the following. As of recently, sources indicate to Bodyslam that there haven't been any discussions about a Liv Morgan-Roxanne Perez feud upon Morgan's return from injury. Liv Morgan suffered a dislocated shoulder injury back in June. They continued. Liv Morgan has returned this week to the Performance Center to continue with her injury recovery. It is not known exactly at what stage she is in regarding her recovery, but if the timelines are correct, she is right in the middle of the given time frame. Morgan is out of action for the last 3 months. Morgan had been working as a main eventer until the early days of this year. But after dropping the world title to Rhea Ripley on the Netflix Raw premiere, she started working in the tag team division with Raquel Rodriguez. But she was forced out of action due to a dislocated shoulder injury in June. Despite her injury and being out of action, she was seen in the press conference of the announcement of WrestleMania 43, which made the fans speculate about her future. She is presently suffering from a dislocated shoulder injury. She has been out of action for the last 3 months. We can expect her to return to action soon. When Stephanie McMahon accidentally got hurt in WWE because of Roman Reigns. WrestlePalooza featured a very fun mixed tag team match between the husband-wife pairs of World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins and Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch and CM Punk and AJ Lee, marking AJ's in-ring return with her first match in over a decade. The match featured classic 80s tag team wrestling psychology and limited physicality that even saw the men go after the women, and not accidentally. It was actively billed as the biggest mixed tag team match since at least WrestleMania 34, which featured Ronda Rousey's WWE in-ring debut, when she teamed up with Kurt Angle to face Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. Mania 34 had also marked McMahon's last match in WWE, and the conclusion of her epilogue of the Authority faction, which had seen the power couple be the biggest heels in WWE through the mid-2010s. In fact, she was also involved in Triple H's matches against Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 32 and 33, respectively, both of which saw Steph take some nasty bumps. At WrestleMania 33, the crescendo of the match saw Seth Rollins super kick Triple H, who staggered into Stephanie standing on the apron. Triple H accidentally knocked her off, sending her crashing through a table set up at ringside. That bump effectively removed her from the equation and led directly to Rollins hitting the pedigree for the win. Meanwhile, at WrestleMania 32, Triple H defended the WWE World Heavyweight Championship against Roman Reigns, and Stephanie McMahon was even more heavily involved, or to put it more appropriately, more brutally assaulted the year prior to Hunter facing the other Shield brother. During the night's main event, a critical juncture of the match saw Roman Reigns attempting to spear Triple H with Stephanie McMahon also in the ring. Hunter dodged out of the way, but with Steph right behind him, she bore the brunt of a hellacious spear. The impact was incredible, and the crowd popped like they were insane, drawing one of the loudest positive reactions Roman Reigns ever received during his big dog era. They say that behind every successful man is a strong woman. Triple H tried to follow up on that statement with a pedigree immediately after Reigns speared Stephanie, only for the big dog to kick out at 2. In fact, Stephanie McMahon still tried her best to help her husband retain the WWE World Heavyweight Championship even after one of the most brutal bumps of her career, handing him his signature sledgehammer from under the ring. Reigns, however, was able to nullify an armed Triple H with 2 Superman punches and then a spear, pinning Hunter 1-2-3 to regain the title in the main event of WrestleMania, 1 year after he failed to do so in his first Mania main event against Brock Lesnar after Seth Rollins pulled off the heist of the century. Stephanie McMahon was a recipient of another major surprise earlier this week. At WrestlePalooza, The Undertaker rounded up a fun running gag in WWE. In January this year, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker surprised WWE CCO and 14-time world champion Paul Triple H Levesque by announcing that he would be entering the WWE Hall of Fame this year. Levesque, in turn, surprised Undertaker's wife, Michelle McCool, a few weeks later during an appearance on ESPN's morning program Get Up, that she would be joining Triple H in the class of 2025 too. Last Saturday in Indianapolis, The Undertaker came out to American Badass to meet Stephanie McMahon, attending the show front row, and informed her that she too would be joining them all in the Hall of Fame as the first inductee in the class of 2026. JUSO sends two-word message. After brutal WWE WrestlePalooza injury, Jimmy and JUSO would have preferred a different result at WWE WrestlePalooza. On Saturday, the twins challenged the Vision duo of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a tag team match. Earlier in the evening, Louisiana Knight was added as its special guest referee. Ever since reuniting with Roman Reigns, Jay has shown signs of a heel turn, finding himself at loggerheads with baby faces like Knight and CM Punk, and in disagreement with his brother Jimmy. Furthermore, he has also revealed his intentions of avenging Reigns, who was brutally attacked by the Vision at Clash in Paris. While the match itself was contested under standard tag team rules, Knight showed leniency when foreign objects like steel chairs and tables were used. The bout witnessed back-and-forth action. But in the closing minutes, an unexpected injury to JUSO led to a rushed finish. As the USOs recuperated, Breaker hit a spear that sent both of them crashing through a table. Breaker then set up Jay for Reed to hit a tsunami for the win. JUSO responds after injury at WWE WrestlePalooza. JUSO bore more brunt out of the siblings, even busting himself open during the closing minutes of the match. Wrestling observers Brian Alvarez later revealed the extent of the injury, which saw Jay profusely bleed and entering WWE's concussion protocol. Jay busted himself open, he hit Braun with a chair and it bounced off Braun's back and split him 6 ways from Sunday. He's in concussion protocol, which is a requirement after any injury like this. JUSO also provided an update on his injury through an Instagram story where he wrote, "I'm good." WWE has not provided any official update about Jay's status. Elsewhere, JUSO recently discussed what it felt like reuniting with his twin. JUSO also provided an update on his injury through an Instagram story where he wrote, "I'm good." WWE has not provided any official update about Jay's status. Elsewhere, JUSO recently discussed what it felt like reuniting with his twin.